as a lot of you guys might know, if it's in your brain, you got to say it or you're going to be thinking about it for the next 6.5 months. And so my daughter did spill avocado on my pant leg. You can't see it, but I just had to tell you guys about it. I'm Jamie Grace. I was about to say that I'm 11. I'm not. I'm 28. Almost 30. Can't wait. A year and a half, whatever. But when I was 11, I was diagnosed with Tourette Syndrome, OCD, ADHD, and anxiety. Super great. And just really greedy, just wanted them all. And a few years after that, I found myself in DC with the Tourette Association, getting to come up here and do kind of like what you guys are doing and spend time with kids that were very much like me, and talk to a bunch of grown-ups in really fancy suits and tell them, like, help us at school. And it was awesome. It was super great. And so I think it's amazing that you guys are here and doing this now. And so now I'm 28. I'm very much past when I was like young enough and cool enough like you guys to, go through this training and stuff. But I live what I consider to be a normal life in the context of what my doctors anticipated out of someone that has Tourette syndrome. I'm very happily married. I've got an awesome daughter. I carried my kid. I literally never thought I could be pregnant because of Tourette's. And I was like, honestly, really scared the whole pregnancy. Like, it was really hard. But I did it. And I had a kid. And I was like, holla, that was pretty cool. That's, a thing. Okay, there's like really not like normal stuff running through my brain. So I'm telling it to be quiet right now. Sweet. Also, what else? Oh, yeah, I sing songs for a living. Super fun. I write them and then I record them. And then I hop on tour buses or airplanes or wherever else I can go and sing them. And it's so much fun. And that's what I do for my job. And it's really cool because some of you guys I've actually like met at my shows and stuff in the past, like one particular family from North Carolina, and the mom's name was Heather, and she gave me this pen, and her daughter was really embarrassed because Heather came and talked to me, and I'm really proud of Heather for embarrassing her daughter. But I just wanted to tell you guys, like literally, I just wanted to tell you guys 7 really quick things because I thought like, okay, when I was like, a teenager, when I was in college, what are 7 things that would have been helpful for me as someone with Tourette syndrome, or just a human in general if you're someone's brother or sister that's just tagging along? So I'm gonna tell them to you guys in level of, the order of importance. Before I do want to just give a really like brief, just ode to our country. Today's a very special day in our country. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about. It's March 3rd. It's National Cold Cuts Day. So I really hope that you guys get some late night Subway or Quiznos, whatever works for your spirit. So number 7 that I would tell myself when I was a teenager is to eat more tacos. I was really into Taco Bell as a teenager, which is great. I think God made it. But I didn't really do a lot of authentic tacos when I was a teenager because I was like, no, I want a gordita. But I would have invested more in like, authentic Mexican food when I was a teenager because now my palate is learning about it since I live in LA and my life is being changed. So there's that. Number 6 that I would have told myself when I was a teenager, I would have said, you will find your people. Because when I was a kid, I was convinced I would never find my people. I mean, I was really grateful to have my mom and dad, and my big sister is literally my best friend. But I spent so much of my life learning how to hide every single tic that I have. I spent like 45 minutes to an hour every morning standing in front of a mirror, like forcing my body to learn how to hold in every single tic. And so that when I left the house, I would be accepted, I would be cool, I can make friends. I wish that I knew then that I didn't really need the kind of friends that I had to pretend around. It wasn't really worth it to have those friends. But if I could tell myself anything when I was a kid, I would say you will find your people. And that's one of the coolest things about events like this. Is that you're in a room and you have your people. I've been married for 2 years, and I think this is probably the most my husband's ever seen me tick in a day. And I'm kind of pumped about it. I'm like, this is me, bruh. Welcome to the Tourette Association. So that's really cool. Number 5 that I would say is that you can be their people. Because there's someone at your school, there's someone in your neighborhood, there might even be somebody in your family that's walking around saying, I don't have people, I don't fit in, I don't have anybody. And maybe they have Tourette's, or maybe they have OCD, maybe they have diabetes, maybe they just have a terrible home life or a difficult time at school. But if you feel like you don't have people, process the fact that somebody else in your world feels like they don't have people. And when there's two people together, that's people. What? Profound, bro. I need to be a genius. I should come work for Bruce's fancy company. Okay, I've got just a few more for you guys. I really was like, when they were saying what Bruce does, he's like law school, financial advisor. I was like trying to he's so smart. Like, I don't know. I just make music. I don't know what Bruce does, but he's so cool. Okay, and then number 4 that I would say to myself is that and this is a really important one, and this isn't one of my things where I say it's important, then I make a joke. But I would say that you may not change everyone's mind, but you may plant a seed that could later change their life. I used to get so stressed out because I would try to explain Tourette's to some people, and people would laugh, or they wouldn't care, or they would just say the most inappropriate things. I remember I didn't date a whole lot just because I was super picky, and I was like, why would I be dating you so you could buy me Chipotle when I have money? I could go to okay, whatever. Anyways, so I remember when I would go on dates sometimes, I just felt like people just wanted to just ask about Tourette's because they were just being kind of creepy about it. And I spent so much time trying to tell everybody about Tourette and just wanting everybody to love me and wanting everybody to care about me. And here's the beautiful thing about this, guys. We're in a room right now where we're surrounded by people that want to support. We're surrounded by people that want to learn more and that want to help us develop the tools to be able to share more about Tourette with people that we'll come in contact with and that we'll connect with in the future. And so that's a beautiful thing, but I just want to encourage you guys that if you ever come across someone that feels like they don't really want to know, they're not really interested, or maybe they're even being a bully about it, you don't have to try to change their mind, but you could be a part. Your kindness, your genuine attitude, your love, and your respect for humans in general could plant a seed in their life that could change them forever. And you may not see that change, but it'll be worth it. Okay, just 3 more things that I would have told myself. The third one, I would say, to my teenage self, you don't need a boyfriend. I didn't have a boyfriend as a teenager, but I would just remind myself that it's okay because everybody else was dating. And I know that has nothing to do with Tourette syndrome, but you know how people are when they have a kid and they're like, I'm a mom now, I have wisdom. So yeah, my daughter's 9 months old. I'm like, oh my gosh, encourage the youth of America. So there's that. Okay, 2 more. The second thing that I would say is that this is bigger than you. And I don't say that to scare you and be like, oh my gosh, it's so massive. But it is bigger than you, and that's okay. And you cannot carry this alone. For me personally, the thing that kept me through middle school and high school and college and tour buses and Grammy Awards and all this stuff as a person with Tourette syndrome and not breaking down all of the time was, for me personally, it was my faith, and then it was my family, it was my friends, my community, and my music. You will almost always find me with one headphone in playing some classical music or some Johnny Cash, Reba McEntire, Mahalia Jackson. Y'all too young. Y'all know about that stuff. Just one headphone, though, because I got to leave the other one on. I got to be a social, blah, 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 blah. But this is bigger than you. And it's okay that your Tourette syndrome is bigger than you. It's okay that you can't carry it alone. Because I can promise you that there's someone to your left, someone to your right, even if they drive you crazy sometimes, probably mom, probably dad, probably grandparents, that are more than willing to help carry this load. And they may not understand everything about Tourette syndrome, but that's okay. I remember last year I had a really bad panic attack. And my husband, all he wanted to do was be the most supportive husband in the world. And he'd never seen me have a panic attack before because it didn't really happen until we were full on living together and honeymoon stage was over after the wedding and stuff. But he came in the room and he said, hey, this was 2 years ago. He said, hey, I don't know what to do, but can I just sit with you until you can tell me what to do? And that was one of the kindest things that he ever could have said. And I understand that some people might be like, I want a boyfriend like that or a husband or a wife like that. Well, trust me, please trust me in this, especially if your mom or dad came here with you, or if they were the one that drove you to the airport, or if they've sent you a text message saying that they hope you have a good time. You do have that. Tourette syndrome is too big to carry all by yourself, but you do not have to. And the last thing that I would say to any kid, any teen, any human with Tourette syndrome, or any human at all, is every moment that you choose to live is a moment to celebrate. And some of you guys that may not connect with you, and that's totally okay. But I know for me, it was a fight to stay alive at times. I struggled with suicidal thoughts. I struggled with wanting to go away for a long time. And I'm still proudly in therapy. I pay every week to sit and talk with Meg. She's pretty cool. If you guys need counselor recommendations, I've moved a lot. I can recommend in Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas, and Southern California, where I currently go. We can carpool. There's a great lunch spot downstairs. But here's the thing, guys. You don't have to say, oh, I didn't go to school today, so I didn't accomplish a lot. Or I'm 17, I don't have a job yet, I didn't accomplish a lot. I'm 21, I'm not in college, so I didn't accomplish a lot. I'm not doing what he's doing, I'm not doing what she's doing, I didn't accomplish a lot. Every moment that you choose to live is a moment worth celebrating. And please don't ever forget that the breath in your lungs represents hope for your life and represents freedom to move on and to be here in 15 years inspiring more kids in this room just like you. Thank you guys so much for having me.